When we talk about manifesting, we talk a lot about getting what we want. But what happens when something bad happens? Can we manifest away the things that we don't want? We're going to talk about miracles.
I actually think I may have manifested the day that I had that this video is about, just so that I could make this video for you, so that I could tell you these stories, so that I could make this video. It has to be. It's the only way I can explain the crazy day I had and all the messaging behind it and everything I learned. Now I get to tell you all about it so that you can benefit your manifesting. Because I'm going to be talking a lot about how we can expect more miracles in our life. I'm so excited to talk about this. I'm so excited to talk about this idea of expecting more miracles in our life, because I was completely forgetting this one simple step in my law of attraction and in my manifesting. So I'm crazy excited that I had this day. I'm crazy excited that it worked out the way it did. And it literally averted me from over $3,000 worth of disaster, which at the end of the day makes me $3,000 richer. I'm gonna unpack the whole entire day, all the energetic alignments that I did, all the sort of bits and pieces, and tell you all about it, and how I basically manifested myself $3,000 richer, because I made sure I didn't get $3,000 poorer. But let's get into the story of my crazy day. This all happened on, I think it was a Wednesday. I think it was a couple Wednesdays ago. I was sitting down doing my morning journaling, doing my scripting, right? Doing my scripting, manifesting, trying to call in all my desires that I want. And I could hear the voice in the back of my head being like, well, none of this is actually going to work. It's low-key impossible. Like, there's just no way that you can manifest this. It's impossible. How are you going to do it? How are you going to actually make that happen? And I started to get caught up in my limiting beliefs to be like, oh yeah, how will this work? And here's all the things I can think of that are going to block these manifestations coming true. These are all the reasons why it's not going to work. And then I had a bit of a light bulb moment that was like, no, 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 you can expect miracles. It is totally okay to ask for a miracle. It's totally okay to expect miracles. Miracles can happen in your life. Miracles happen in people's lives every single day. And I started kind of journaling on this idea of miracles and giving myself in my journal examples of miracles, giving myself in my journal examples of people who are living these miraculous lives just because they believed in themselves, kind of like an Oprah Winfrey story, right? Oprah Winfrey has a lot of miracle type things that happened for her in her life. Gabby Bernstein wrote a whole book, The Universe Has Your Back. So I started leaning into, okay, today I'm going to play with this idea of miracles. I'm going to play with this idea that I can have miracles show up in my life. So that was how I started my Wednesday. At about 11 o'clock, I got a call from my daughter at school, and her MacBook Pro was not working. I had given her one of my older MacBook Pros that I was able to get refurbished, and I had given her that, so she had basically a brand new MacBook Pro that she was taking to high school, even if it was in kind of an old shell. She called me at school. She was like, Mom, the MacBook isn't working, and I need a new computer for school tomorrow, which sent me into freak out mode for like a second. It took me to this place of like, oh my gosh, like I know I'm going to buy her I was going to buy her a MacBook Air. So I was like, well, now I'm going to go buy her like the better MacBook Air because she wants to have a YouTube channel, and that's going to cost $2,000. And like, I'm going to have to spend $2,000 today. I didn't expect this. I don't have $2,000 lying around. What am I going to do? And I started kind of, the emotions started going up here. And then I was like, hold on, just wait. I'm just going to expect a miracle. I'm just going to expect a miracle that there's actually nothing wrong with her MacBook. And even if there is something wrong with her MacBook, it's okay. I've started my own online business. It's doing well. I'm making money. I can afford to buy her a new MacBook Pro. She's a really great student. She works really hard at school. She wants to have a new YouTube channel. A new MacBook Pro totally supports her. She's such a good kid. I'm actually really okay with spending money on her because she's such a great kid, and I want to get her this MacBook Pro. You know what? If her MacBook is dead and I have to buy her a new MacBook Pro, so be it. I am okay. I've come to terms. I'm in energetic alignment with it being okay if I have to spend $2,000, but I'm going to believe in miracles because I get to expect miracles. I journaled this morning about miracles. This is a perfect example, perfect time for me to practice expecting miracles. Daughter comes home from school, MacBook is working again, and whew, $2,000 richer. Then I take my youngest daughter to go to her after school activities. We come home, it's about an hour later. She comes to me and says, Mom, I forgot the iPad at the community center. Now I live about a half an hour away from the community center. And if your community center right now with all the sports going on and back to school, if yours is as busy as ours, you know there is hundreds of people going through that place. Same thing. I was like, okay, let's just expect miracles. Good things happen to good people. I am a good person. I know the universe has my back. I know that I am supported. I know that I'm taken care of. I know that the iPad is going to be there. And so I was like, honey, let's just jump in the car, go back there. I know it's sitting there. While I was driving her back to go get the iPad, I was thinking to myself, well, what's the worst that's going to happen if I have to buy another iPad? Well, I'm going to be out $1,200 to buy her an iPad, but it's okay. It's okay because I started my online business. I'm really getting supported with my clients. I'm doing really well. She's a good student. So I am so energetically behind. If I have to buy her a new iPad, it's fine, but I'm just going to count on the universe to deliver me a miracle. I'm just going to expect a miracle. And I know the iPad is going to be there. Obviously, you know what happened because, title of the video and all. The iPad was there. Bling, saved myself a $1,000 disaster. So we're already at $3,000. And literally, this is where, literally this day blew my mind. And I am now sure it's so that I could make you this video. I come home and for the first time in the history of having this car, I locked my keys in the car. And I don't actually have a spare key because I just never went and got one cut. I bought it used. It only came with one key. That's a different story. Locked my keys in my car. That's like $130 charge to get a tow truck to come out to where I live. And I started to kind of those moments where you can beat yourself up and be like, I'm so forgetful. How did I do this? I'm so irresponsible. Why haven't I gone and got a second key cut? And so I started kind of going down that rabbit hole again. And I was like, no, stop. It's just a key in a car. It really doesn't actually matter that much. It's not a big deal. I want to make this feel really good. I'm just going to choose to make this feel really good. I am going to call a local tow truck company. I'm going to make it like a local small business. It's going to cost me about $130. And I'm just going to choose to be really, really grateful that I'm giving a local small business $130. Guy comes in, here's my car, help me out. I'll go get my wallet. He's like, oh, never mind. You don't need to get your wallet. It's free. And I'm like, no. What? No, I'll pay for it. No, I'm going to go get my wallet. No, actually, I forgot the machine that we use to charge you at home. So I actually can't charge you anyways. So I'm just going to open your car for free. I was like, what? This is the third miracle of my day that I just counted on the universe. I just expected the universe to have my back, and it did. Okay, so I want to break down the energetics of this expecting miracles so that you can do it as well. And if you have any of these miracles take place, please drop it down below in the comment box so that we can all learn and motivate each other with this process. So here is what I think is really important about this. I was journaling in the morning that I was really manifesting these big goals that seem completely impossible to me. But I had decided that I was just going to expect a miracle, that I didn't have to have the how, I didn't have to know how it was going to happen or where the support was going to come from or when I was going to meet the right person that would help me. I just said, these are my desires. This is what I want to take place. And I'm just going to believe in miracles that will help me get there. That was what I had journaled that morning. And then I went through my day and I was reinforced with that belief with these miracles that were actually taking place. The iPad not getting stolen, that's a straight up miracle. That's crazy. Like that should have happened. And tow truck driver probably should have charged me. There was definitely some intervention there on my part to remind me that when I ask for miracles and making way for these miracles to come to me. Now, the energetics of that that's really important is the moment that I became okay no matter what the outcome was. So instead of getting totally stressed out and, in my fear vibrations and in worry and in doubt, instead of that, I looked at that fear and doubt and I made myself okay with it. I was like, okay, well, if I have to spend the money to buy a new iPad, how can I get behind that? How can I be okay with that? Well, my daughter needs it for school. It's going to support her to have a really good education. So I was able to energetically get behind getting her this new iPad. I had gotten myself and my energetics to a place where I was okay with the outcome of having to buy her a new computer. So then I was no longer afraid of if we lost it. And in manifesting, we kind of talk about making this neutral and then letting it go. So I knew what my desire was, which was obviously to have the iPad still there. And then I wrote out sort of the worst case scenario of what would happen if it wasn't there. I got myself to energetic neutral on it so I wasn't scared anymore. And then I let it go. So a lot of the times when we're manifesting, just like in the opening of this video, we are so focused on manifesting what we want, we're forgetting that there's kind of another side to the coin of manifesting, and that we can manifest kind of away the things that we don't want so that the thing that we ultimately do want comes in. Because remember, by saving $3,000, I still made myself $3,000 richer. So these are all things that we have to remember when we're manifesting. So this is how I would do it if I was journaling in the morning. Let's say I am moving to a new city and I really, really, really want my dream house to be available for me, but I'm thinking of all the limiting beliefs that are kind of in the way that are going to get me away from my dream house. And, maybe I'll end up with something that I don't want. So I would really, in that case, do my scripting where I am just in that dream house. I would script out what the kitchen looks like, what the bathroom looks like, how it's going to feel waking up in the morning in the bed, how much money I want to have in my bank account when I'm waking up in my dream house. Because all of these things are like, well, if I'm buying my dream house, then I'm not going to have any money. Well, because maybe you have to put a lot of money down on the house. Well, just decide that's not what you want, right? So just writing out that dream house and how much money you want to have in your dream house. And then you get all these limiting beliefs, like how are you going to get the money? What if it's a really tight market in where you live and it's hard to get the house, or you just don't think that the house you want is there? So all of these limiting beliefs come up, and then start journaling out all the miracles, all the ways that you are ready for miracles. Just start journaling out. I don't have to worry about how. It's not my job to worry about how. How is not my priority. I am giving the work of how to a higher power that is more powerful than me and is going to help me get what I want. I am giving all the heavy lifting to a higher power. I am allowing miracles to come in my life. I'm allowing miracles to protect me. I'm allowing miracles to support me. This is the journaling that I would do. I want to support you guys with this. I'm going to drop a playlist here of a bunch of affirmation videos that I've made. So go find your favorite and more manifesting videos right here. Talk to you guys soon. Have the best day.